Hey everyone, Coach Greg here. Welcome back to Living Empowered. Hey, you know what? Today's topic, we're going to get a little bit personal with a couple things. This year, I wrote a book called Creating Young Men and Women of Character. This is to help kids these days learn how to have all the stuff that we call old school. It's manners, it's resilience, respect. What is character? Why does it matter? All the social media, how does it affect those things? It's a lot of the things in the life skills that's missing these days in a lot of the kids, just in general behavior and how they deal with life. But what I'm finding is in speaking with the kids, the adults always have the comments as, wow, I wish I had that. Or I'm glad I heard your message today. If they happen to be in the room, if I'm speaking, hey, I'm glad I heard your message. That was a good message for me today. So the more and more I get into this, the more I'm finding that the concepts in the book, I challenge myself too. I'll just pick a random page, open it up and go, oh, okay, then I get that. Turning setbacks into step ups. That's just the page I just happened to randomly turn to. So it's written in small little pieces that's easily digestible for kids. It's easily digestible for adults. You can take a paragraph and go, you know what? I'm going to apply this to my life today. Just one thing at a time. And I tell you what, just one little thing at a time. One of my business mentors always says, you do 1% better every day. Think where you're going to be at the end of the year. That's 365 days and 1% better. Now, every day is not great. We know that. You probably heard me say that before on the 1%. But you know what? If that's what you're striving for, is to be a little bit better today, then ultimately you're going to be better. You almost can't not be better. But to do that, you need the tips and the tricks on how to overcome things. It could be, like I said, the resilience. Life's going to knock you down. And one of my slides when I'm talking to kids, it says it's an old kind of, I think it comes from an old proverb, but I think it's even in the Rocky movie. He says, you know what? You get knocked down 8 times, you stand up 9 times. Just random numbers. But the point being, you always get up one more time than you got knocked down. And that's what really matters in this. I thought about it and I think, you know what? That's kind of where my life goes too. And a lot of this comes from personal things from me. As well. So I share that with you. We're just jumping right in today. So it's got to be me. I'm flying solo today. So I'm your coach. And what we're really going to talk about is the topic that keeps coming up in conversations, or I've seen it on social media and the kids talk about it a lot. It's the whole concept of being unique and being enough. So I do have a chapter of this in the book. And this is something that I, at my ripe young age, currently still struggle with sometimes, is, feeling like you're not enough of something. And a lot of times it's what another one of my coaches called the shoulding on yourself concept is, I should be here. I should be there. It's either having a preconceived notion of where you think you should be based on somebody else's rules and guidelines for you or roadmap for you, or comparing yourself to other people. That's one of the biggest ones and the hardest ones to not do, to not fall into that trap. So we're going to start with a little bit about being unique and being enough. I'm going to read little excerpts from the book, and then we'll chat through them a little bit. So if you do want to get the book, it is on Amazon. It's Creating Young Men and Women of Character. But I said, like it applies, the concepts are human being concepts. This is really written for ages 12 and up. And I say and up. I don't put a cap on this because so many adults, I've had people in their 60s read this that said, this is amazing. This is really, really well done. The kids need this. We need this too. And again, I'm not a genius. It's just things that come up from my life and through our nonprofit, which is Empowered Youth Lifestyle. We're trying to teach the kids the things they don't get. Learn early on before the school of life, smacks you upside the head with something. It's going to hit you enough anyways. If you can get a little head start, take the head start for sure. So a couple of these things in this, this is page 14. You are unique and you are enough. Today's uniqueness. There's a lot of people standing up and say, look at me, I'm different these days. But when you stand up and say, hey, I'm different, do it with some authenticity. Like, be really who you are, who you truly want to be. And be strong in your difference as well. It's okay to be different. These days, it's almost encouraged to be different. But it's okay to still have a little bit of conformity in your difference. Don't be different just to be the crazy person to go, oh, look at me, I'm way over here different. Be authentic about it. Say, I'm different because this is what makes me different. So, and if we're all named the same, dressed the same, spoke the same, we would be bored. Boring. So authenticity here's what I wrote. The authenticity is the spice that adds the flavor of your mix. Embrace your individuality and bring something unique to the table. Think about if you've ever been sitting at a table with people, or if it's been a business meeting or a PTA meeting or a church meeting where you've had people with different backgrounds and different opinions. That can be a really powerful group. It can also be a really contentious group. So when you're at that table of differences, there needs to be the respect and the courtesy and the compassion and whatever it needs to have for all of those people at the table, and embracing that they're different, embracing that they're unique, whether it matches your opinion or not, to create the goodness and the power from that discussion. So be different, be authentic. I've been in a number of corporate meetings and things. Definitely everybody's different in those. And I was always the quiet guy until I had something really good to say. When I would pop up with someone, they kind of look at me like, wow, you've been quiet the whole time till now? But yeah, but here's what I have to say, because I'm listening. Usually listening, which is, again, in the leadership world, that's one of the key skills. The power to be quiet and listen. It's an awesome thing. Strength and diversity, kind of what I just talked about, is being in a group of different people with different backgrounds, different everything, gives you a great perspective on other lives. The older I get, the more I ask people about their backgrounds. Where we live, there's such a big cultural mix, and the holidays are different, the religions are different. But rather than fear those and say, oh, mine's the only one, the right one, I'm learning about other people. It's not because I want to adopt them, but tell me about you and yours. What makes you you? What makes this part of your world, your life, your family's life, so I can understand you, we can understand each other and have a great relationship from it. So the more you embrace and understand, the better quality relationships we're going to have. A lot of the contention and fire that's going on in the world these days is straight up fear. Someone's afraid of what they believe or what they think about somebody else without even knowing. They don't know. They just go, oh, yeah, well, this is so-and-so, and that group believes this or that. But do they? Have you really sat down and talked with somebody? Where are they coming from? Why are they coming from it that way? You don't have to believe what they're believing, but understand them. Take some of that fear out of there. Because what that helps you also get is when you start to have strength and diversity and accepting your own individuality, it's a confidence booster. So when you're out, when you can say, hey, I'm different, and people are like, okay, but you got to come stand with some reasoning, some respect, some character, back to the character thing, say, hey, here I am, and here's who I am, and I'm not afraid of who I am. But be respectful, be that strong person that people can admire. They can want to be, if you're going to be like someone or someone wants to be like you, be on the other end. Let them say, hey, I want to be like that person, but let them be like you with the elements of courage or respect, or like I said, listening, compassion. Let them be like you in those elements, not like you because of your money or your fame, but because of the pieces of you that make you a quality person. So let's tackle the enough part real quick. You're more than enough just as you are. A lot of people say, oh, enough is enough. Enough is amazing because you're an amazing person. If you go, oh, I'm just enough, then that's like putting you like the low average. Say, you know what? I am enough, thinking if you're not, but yeah, for sure that I am, but I'm more than that because I'm me. Here's who I am. Hello, I'm me. So get in there. What comes with that is comparison. I've definitely fallen in this trap. It made me feel really, really lousy. It made me feel crappy, really, because that's where the should things come up is, oh, I'm not doing well enough here or there, or I don't make enough money, or I don't, all the things that really didn't matter. And it took a couple of people to go, dude, look at what you just did here. Look what you're doing there. You're speaking to these kids. You're making an impact on people's lives and fitness. These are all great things. This is where the focus of goodness should be. Don't let the comparison of the other things that you don't have be the things that are driving you. If you're going to compare, try to compare to something bigger and better, and then learn how to be like that. I have some buddies that very well off, financially successful, all that. And my comparison with them is be like more like learning. It's like, okay, well, I'm not you. I have a different path than you. They may really appreciate the stuff that I do. I did have one buddy once say, because I thought I kind of took the low road in a previous partnership thing. I said, maybe I wasn't the guy. And his comment was, oh, you were the guy. They weren't the company. They weren't the people. You're definitely the guy. So he put the different spin on that, not to boost my ego or anything, but that was his perception of me, which was different than my own. So that gave me a little confidence. I've never forgotten that he said that, Because that every time I think of something like that, he said, you're definitely the guy. You had the tools, you had that. It didn't work out because it's not because of you that it didn't work out, because of them or the situation. It wasn't meant to work out, and turns out it wasn't, because here I am today. I wouldn't be here now, which is awesome. But don't get stuck comparing people, comparing kids for kids, comparing grades or height or weight. For my ladies that train here, oh, you know what? I'm too heavy, or I don't fit in this size, or oh, you look so good because you're in that size. That stuff doesn't matter. You got to go with you. I've had some of the most beautiful clients ever on the outside be an absolute health wreck on the inside. So you can't always compare. Oh, I want what she has. I mean, no, you don't. You really don't. But again, that's the comparison thing is what throws us off. You want to feel bad about something, start comparing, but really don't. Because oddly enough, while you're busy comparing and maybe not feeling good about yourself, there's somebody else looking at you, feeling the same thing, like wishing they could be like you. Think about that when you start comparing next time. It's like, oh, I wish I could be like him or her. But there's someone else looking at you. I want to be like you. I've had someone say that before. I was thinking it almost happened at the same time. It was wacky. Weird universal karma. This is where the stuff comes from. I'm writing these things out of real life experience that happened. I'm like, gee, I wish I was like that. And then somebody said, man, I wish I could do what you're doing. I thought, that's an interesting, I'm looking that way like there's somebody over there. There's not. But that's an interesting spin. I was looking at someone else was looking at me. So in the comparison game, don't be that. Look at yourself. Look, like I said, look at how much better you're getting every day. If there's something, we'll get into this topic later about pursuing your passion. Actually, go back and see a couple of these last episodes with the mayors that are on there. Let them tell you about, pursuing their passion, and people that tell you you can or you can't. There are a couple of amazing ladies on there that are talking about that, but it's your journey. The whole thing comes down to it's your journey, not someone else's. You're not somebody else. You're you. You are unique and you're amazing. So use that, be that, and accept yourself for that. Because when you start accepting who you are for what you are, it helps you be confident. The lack of confidence oftentimes comes from not being sure who you are, or not liking who you are, or being uncertain. So start embracing that. We don't care what the world says. Don't get on social media, let them tell you. I know for a fact, I had people ask me, we run some videos and things on my fitness side. They say, wow, how many takes did you take you guys to do those exercise videos? I'm like, one take. We just blow through them. But I know for a fact that watching other people do videos that looks like an amazing take, oh no, they spent hours on this stuff trying to make it look like a one-time perfect thing. Some of them are good, some of them are not. Some can do that, but a lot of times the dazzling thing of those videos, you get so wrapped up in them, they're not single takes. They're edited. There's a lot of things going on to make them look like that. So again, if you're, in that world, don't get caught up in that either. Just be you. Do your thing. So I get on the camera thing and I'm kind of doing my thing. I'm out there. I told my son, I said, hey, you know what? Shoot a video. It's like, no, I can't. I'm not like you. I said, I didn't ask you to be like me. Be like you, because he's very charismatic. He's very amusing if he chooses to be. But I said, don't be like me. I don't want you to be me. You be you, because you're actually, again, if I'm comparing, he's hilarious. I'd rather be like him because he's very funny. But that's the difference. So don't get all stuck in comparing. Be you. Even in a family element, it's hard to do. Parents and children, your kids aren't you. They're not going to be like you. Mine's not like me, not the same sports, not the same anything. We have some of the same mannerisms. So my wife will say, oh my gosh, that is you. But they learn those mannerisms and things from you, but still they're individual people. Let them, support them, have their own thought, their own ways, the way they dress. I know it's hard. Mine's 14. I get it. It's hard, but still let them explore their own individuality, because they are individuals. They're not us. They're not us. And we carry so much baggage and stuff from our parents and maybe their parents because it gets passed down. So try to break that string and let them be individuals, support their individuality, and let them be that. We're not even going to talk about being imperfect. We're going to talk about the crayon example. This is one that's fun. This one I don't believe is in the book. This is one I talk about with the kids, is a box of crayons. The box of crayons, when it starts, it's unbroken. It's perfect. Nothing's ding damaged, nothing. From the exact moment it's opened, the second the crayon comes out, what happens? Now it's got an edge off of it. You may have broke it. Something might have happened. But the point being is the people that feel broken or imperfect, there is no imperfect. There's no perfect in human beings. Find one. There's only one if you're getting down to it, and that's a religious thing. But human being wise, there aren't perfect people. They're not perfect physically, mentally, emotionally. If they've got one thing, usually they're off a little somewhere else. Not always. But again, don't look at the perfect. So in the crayon example, it's a box of crayons starts as perfect. You're born that way. The second you're out, the second the crayons come out, they're no longer perfect. But here's the beauty of that. The broken crayons, I tell these kids, like, yeah, coach, but I'm still broken. I may have this, or I may have that, or maybe I stutter, or maybe I'm too short or too heavy, or even too tall or too slow or whatever. All of those two things go back to judging and comparing. Get off of those. I was too slow as a kid, but I used my other skills in sports. I was slow as molasses, but I learned I had hand-eye coordination. I played baseball. I could hit. I only had to run from here to there. So I hit and I got from here to there. That was it. But so I wasn't fast. So what? But I could do these other things instead. So focus on where you're good at. Back to the crayons. So they keep saying, I don't have this or that or this. That's where we go back to your uniqueness and your individuality. Focus on those traits of yours. I challenge you to write them down. What makes you you? Get a piece of paper out and say, these are all the amazing and beautiful things that make me me. And look at them that way. Even if you saw it as a flaw before, look at it differently now. I know a friend with, you could call it a disability. I wouldn't call it that for him because he has flipped it to an amazing movement of teaching people. No, it doesn't matter what you got. You can live 100% fully if your mind is right and your heart is right. It's not the physical stuff that matters. So live that way. So every crayon out of the box, it could be broken, but every crayon still colors. Think about that as a kid. You got all these little broken crayons. You got a box of nubbies and the paper's off of this one. This one's broken half. This one's cut sideways. But you know what? If you grab that piece of crayon and you colored it on the paper, does it color any different than the brand new crayon out of the box? No. It's the same crayon. It's the same color. It leaves the same imprint. So broken crayons still color. There is no brokenness. So if you feel broken, I challenge you, let's reverse that thought process. What makes you amazing, not broken? Those are the things that if you focus on it in a broken sense, it's going to keep you down in that mental, state that's the woe is me or the depression or those kind of places. But peel them back. I've seen some people, like I said, missing limbs and this that are unbelievably amazing people. It's like it makes me embarrassed to complain about anything. Like, wow, I can't believe I complained about that. Because look at that person. A little bit of a comparison, but more of a respect. Not a compare straight across. It's a respect. Man, I respect that person for what they're doing and what they go through that we don't even have to come close to, and we still complain. So be the broken crayon that still colors. Color vibrantly, color fully, color amazingly, but keep coloring, keep being that crayon. So today, we're going to wrap this up already today. So I want you to focus on your individuality. So adults, you can share this with your kids. For you as an adult, if you're a parent, let them be individual. Let them be them. They're not you. I have to tell myself the same thing. I have to break through from my parents. I'm not you guys. I got some thoughts, some feelings, some emotions. I realized they weren't mine. They were handed down to me. They could have been multiple generation hand-me-downs, but I got them. And I thought, wait, that's not how I feel about that. That's not how I feel about that. It's, you'll live in a bubble, live safe, only do this, be living safe. That's not me. Now, that hasn't always served me well. It's a hard road. It's the entrepreneur road. It's a crazy hard road. But you know what? The fulfillingness that comes from that road, if you're doing something full of purpose and passion and following what you were created to do, that's fulfilling. That's the amazing part. So none of the other stuff at the end of the day, when you're all done in this life, are they going to count your money? No. They're going to look and see like, wow, this church is full of people because that person touched this many lives because of their uniqueness, because of their bold living, because they stood up and took a stand for themselves and said, hey, here's me. I'm here. Live at large. Be you. So live uniquely. Find out what makes you unique. Write it on a piece of paper. All the positive things that are you, and then keep that somewhere where you can keep reviewing it. Keep looking at it to remind yourself, oh, no, I am amazing. I am a great person. I do bring all these things to the table. You're always going to have the naysayers. I got a buddy that has a hat that said, I heart haters. He's like, bring on the haters. I don't care because he doesn't care. Because he knows what he does is good. I'm going to have haters, but I don't care. Let them hate. Because the haters are either afraid or unknowing or uncertain or uneducated. They're typically not with you. Those are not your people. Bring on the people that are positive, supportive in who you are and what you do. So that is your moment of character development for today. Uniqueness. You are not a broken crayon. If you feel like a broken crayon, remember, you still color vibrantly. So on that note, I'm going to peace out on this one. If you got any comments, concerns, questions, let me know. I want to hear from you. Let me know if this resonates with you and your kids or your family or yourself or your spouse. It's a topic that keeps coming up everywhere. So I felt compelled to just have a little one-on-one show with you today and do that. So stay tuned for a quick Empowered Fitness commercial, and then we'll be right back after that. So today we're gonna continue bringing you super easy, super tasty recipes for the whole family. Now, we didn't go fully healthy with this one. We went super tasty, but tasty and healthy, those should still go together. No matter what you're making, it should still taste good. So we're gonna make lazy lasagna, because you know lasagna, it's like layer stuff, takes forever. But if your family loves a good treat, you don't have time. Again, we're going for that convenience. So what I've done is I had a few minutes. So what I got going is I got some sweet Italian sausages going. I've got some I went lean ground beef here. We could go, what did you say?
Some turkey.
Turkey. Yep. Turkey, ground turkey, also good. Again, still watch your leanness on these. I went 90-10. Which is 10%. Is pretty lean because this is like top ground chuck sirloin, something. I went lean that way and super tasty. We're going to start while this is heating up. Let me tell you your first tip of the day. We were talking about seasoning and salting. And you do or do not salt?
I do not salt any of my food.
Excellent.
While cooking.
What we find these days, there's heart disease is massively on the rise, predominantly for women. For CDC will confirm that. That's one of our big things to focus on. It comes from not only the nutrition stuff, but the stress and everything else added to your lives of running. So we care for the caretakers. You guys are running everybody else's lives. So that happens. But part of it is also the food that we eat. If you're out eating a lot of processed food, restaurant food, that stuff, you don't know what's in it. A lot of that stuff has a lot of sodium because they want it to make you think like, oh my God, this is amazing. Sodium does that. So what we're going to do, let me show you how to salt stuff. I'm just going for just a basic seasoned salt. Here's a big trick. Most people take this thing and they go and they dump it out. You have to make the noise. That's part of it. Yeah, exactly. Okay. That, right? But they dump it out and they guess how much salt you have. You have no control. The way to do the salt, put some in your hand. So I have that much in my hand. I know how much I'm putting in here. I pinch it and I sprinkle it on. This is how we make this. Now I know exactly how much is going here. There's no guesswork here. So I have maybe a half a teaspoon in here. Less. Not even a half teaspoon, about a quarter teaspoon. But I know exactly how much is in. I'm not using the shaker. I'm using my hand with the pinch method. And that's the good way to go. So this, and again, I did this ahead of time. If you know you're going to make this, make it easy on yourself. Pre-cook it. I had 10 minutes between groups this morning. Threw the ground beef on. It doesn't take long to cook. We're just going to reheat this because we're going to drop it in the easy lasagna in just a second. So that is good to go. Our sausages, same thing. While I was cooking one, I cooked the other one. Again, I went with the sweet Italian sausage. You can go turkey sausage. Again, just try to watch turkey sausage.
I do turkey.
Turkey. I usually do this when I was shopping when I was hungry. Not a good time.
Not a good time to shop when you're hungry.
Never a good time for sure. But these are going to be good to go. We're going to take these off. I think these are also good. So it took me about 10 minutes to make the meat. That's it. You can do that. Set it aside at any time. You put it in the fridge. When it's time to prepare your dish, you get everything out. So here's what we're looking at to make this dish. Here comes the super easy part. You want to start it?
Sure.
Okay, we're going to lay down. You just pick your sauce. Again, you're going to lay down a layer of sauce. Again, this is all to your individual taste.
Just layer the bottom.
Exactly. Perfect. Just happens to be that much left. Nice. And again, this isn't, get it out in every last drop of goodness.
My boys are going to need that. They like this sauce.
Excellent. Good. Now, we usually go light sauce around here. Just it bothers me to have too much sauce. If you've got sauce eaters, the acidicness bugs me. Yeah. If you have sauce eater, though, go for the sauce. We actually went with Italian sausage and garlic sauce. There's, again, a nice flavor. If you have the mushroom sauce, a veggie sauce, whatever you like, that's what you go with. Again, they're not rocket science. You go with what you like. Okay, we're going to take there comes the easy lasagna part. These are just cheese raviolis.
I never thought of using these.
Right.
And a layer. And a lasagna.
And layer of lasagna. What's lasagna? Pasta, cheese, cheese.
Yes.
Pasta, cheese. There we go, right? So I'm going to let you do the layer.
So you just want to just take one each and put a layer?
Just lay it right across.
Oh.
There we go. We're going to cover the bottom.
Easy.
Now we're going to make lazy, easy lasagna. Now we're going to add a little bit more fun to ours as we go. Like I said, so Janet's working on this part. That's it. And again, you can make as many layers as you want.
I can teach my kids how to make this.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to do the same.
Okay.
There it is. Super simple layer.
Yes.
Okay, let's move this out because we know that's going to be right in the way. We already learned that. So now I got the mozzarella cheese, and then I got an Italian blend. Again, going for the extra flavor. That's got the Asiago, some provolone, some other things in it. So just grab a handful of that. And since I know Dana just washed her hand, we're good with the hands. Yeah, just throw it on the top. Cover it nice because you want it to be nice and good and cheesy. Now, cheeses, as cheeses go, here's your cheese lesson. Mozzarella is one of the easier digestible cheeses of the group. Yeah, it's a soft, easily digestible cheese. So if you have a lactose issue or have trouble digesting, that's going to be better for you than some other ones, like some of the sharper ones. And it's also good pizza cheese. Who doesn't love that?
Yeah, I use
that. Now, while we have plenty of time, look at us. We're going to crank through this thing in no time at all. Excellent. Again, you can add. Now, this is a good spot to add whatever else you want. So, what else would you?
Like a layer of meat, you talking about? Or
we could go meat. What else would you do?
I'd probably chop up the sausages and put a layer of sausage and some ground. I'm a turkey person, but you're all about beef.
Oddly enough, I'm typically going to lean towards the turkey.
Yeah.
Again, the digestibility, the cleanliness.
Or less fat ground beef, which is good.
Sure. If I'm going to go ground beef, I'm definitely going to go lean. So let's do exactly what you're talking about. Let's take a couple of these sausage links. Let's not drop them on the floor. See, that makes for good cooking show, dropping things on the floor. We don't have the dog anymore.
If you have a dog, it'll pick it up.
I know, right? All right. Ooh, these are still nice and warm. So we'll you want to chop them in pieces?
Yeah.
Now you can do two things with this. You can chop them in slices and lay them across the top, kind of like she just did with the raviolis. Good.
Oh, wait till
I
cut my finger.
Oh no, let's not do that. That makes for good television as well. Now we switch to a medical show.
Oh,
if this happens,
wouldn't be in that show.
No, we don't want to be on that show. Okay, and then because you don't eat this at all, you do.
I do.
Okay, there's one for you because you're the chef. It's like when we're grilling, you get the bite for the chef.
Yeah,
you're not taking the chef bite. There you go. You gotta have the chef bite. Sweet.
Love
like
Italian sausage.
We went with sweet Italian on this one. Again, I did watch for the leaner cut, so it's not too bad. Again,
it always gives the sweetness also gives a good flavor.
It does. We're going for flavor. Again, I keep referring to Guy Fieri because hopefully he's going to call me one day and say, "Hey, stop saying Flavor Town." That's my line. So I give him credit.
Okay,
props
so
to
two
Guy.
sausages in here.
There we go. 2 sausages on that layer. Okay, and one for you, the chef. Okay, let's go. Let's
Another
put
layer,
on some
right?
sauce. Yeah.
I'm gonna wash my hands just because.
Great idea.
You know.
Yeah, keep it clean.
Gotta keep it clean.
Gotta keep it clean. I'm gonna sneak in there because I just used my fingers. I'm gonna do it again.
All right.
You want to put some ground beef on this too? Double layer.
Yeah, let's do some
I
ground
think we're
beef.
probably, given this size pan,
Yeah.
we're probably just gonna go one more layer.
So this
of
feeds
pasta.
probably 3 to 4.
3 to 4 people.
Yeah.
Your kids
servings.
are athletes.
Well,
So-
I would normally do the 9 by 10,
Okay.
9 by 11 pan for lasagna.
Okay, sure.
But this is a good meal.
Yeah, it depends on how many people you have that you're
Mhm.
serving. Also, well, that, you know what, that brings up a great point. Another topic for today. Now, Janet's way would be a little bit more turkey, so a little less caloric,
Yes.
a little less fattier, etc. Now, if you're eating it, you can eat it full fat. Now, the point with the full fat is
Portions.
portions. There it is. It's
Knew it.
portions. You knew that was
Mhm.
coming. It's portion size. So don't eat the same size. Your goal is,
Mhm.
okay, we can cut this in quarters. Everybody gets a quarter. Don't do that. Have some, and then that's you want to add some roasted vegetables. We can do that
To
next
the
time.
side.
Yeah, you get some really nice roasted vegetables. I'm going to
Mhm.
learn how to make those. Not the little cabbages, the Brussels sprouts. Thank you.
Oh, Brussels
Just
sprouts.
Brussels-
Yes, roast them.
Yes, I've had those a
Roasted
couple
Brussels
of
sprouts
times.
are great.
That's got to
You
be
mean
one of
not garlic bread? With butter and
that's where I stop because that goes wrong for me. So no garlic butter, no, but or a salad. Go to salad. So
Yeah,
you're always going to
salad's good.
fill up and then start with those things first. So you got some salad in there already, some
Mhm.
veggies in there. Then start eating your pasta. You're going to eat less of it.
You're right.
Simple as that. You will eat less of it, and don't eat till you're full. Have a serving and then learn how to walk away.
Mhm.
Because either maintaining not just maintain your weight, but maintain your health is about balance. And you want to have X number of calories output,
Mhm.
X about the same calories input for an even. If you're actually trying to lose weight, like our Fit and Fab program, you want to make that gap. But you can still
Correct.
eat this. You want to lose weight, say, oh, I can't have the coach, I'm losing weight. You can have this.
Just portion it wise.
Absolutely, you can. You know?
So we're gonna layer next.
Yes. Exactly.
Right.
Yep. Just checking it out. Yep. So we're gonna layer again. You got
Okay.
that, or you? I hope
Oh,
you
I got
that.
it.
I hope you got that. You're my empowered.
I come Monday, Wednesdays.
She trains with us
Monday,
in our
Wednesday
women's
crew.
group. But Janet is the cheerleader of the group, full of energy. No matter what,
Motivator.
just show up. You are the motivator. You are
A lot of
just when you're
fun.
not here. We always have fun. Training should be fun. It shouldn't be a chore. Some days it's a chore to get there. I get it. I live in the middle of it. It's
That
a
is
chore.
half the
And
battle.
It is. It's showing up.
Spatula.
Yes, ma'am. There's yours.
Are we doing cheese
Look at
now?
that. Oh, you know we're doing cheese again.
That's
I'm a cheese
right.
guy. I love the cheese. Let's add a little bit of flavor to this, a
There
little
you go.
extra. Now I went and got the super fresh basil leaves. So we're just going to put a little bits of pieces in here.
I love basil.
Yes. Oh,
Smells good.
smells so good.
I
Yep.
grow this on my side yard.
Oh, do
Basil
you?
and mint.
Oh, excellent.
Because it's expensive at the store. These little packets.
You're right, it is. I used to grow this. I had a rabbit that ran in my yard
Yeah.
wild, and that was his favorite thing. I had to put the mint leaves up because that was his favorite little treat. But I couldn't grow it fast enough to keep him
Mhm.
happy.
Yeah, you
so-
gotta have like one of those beds that are a little bit higher for just herbs.
You don't get the critters to come in and eat them.
Yeah.
They don't bug you. Nice.
No, because it's high, so
Okay,
they'd have to.
Perfect.
Ooh,
How
I
about
can
that?
smell
So good.
it. It's
Oh, does
really
this smell good?
Mm-hmm.
It smells great. This is starting to shape up really nice. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Cheese
Now we
lady.
come with
Let's
the
do it.
cheese.
Heck yeah. So a nice
Who
good
loves
globby
good
cheese. We're getting
cheese?
near the top here. So we're probably going to leave this at the second layer. We did 2 layers, but usually a full family pack of frozen raviolis is enough. So really this is cost effective as well. So you get the big bags of cheese,
Mhm.
big bag of raviolis. Again, however you want to do your meat is up to you. And then
Turkey.
turkeys.
The beef is really good.
And then
And
again,
you got
make
the
sure-
lean beef.
Yep. We got the lean
So-
beef. We got, so you got, that's the fancy cheese. All right, that's our
Aussie. And we
Asiago.
got the
And
mozzarella.
yes, I did it last time. We're going to put that there because I have a habit of putting things right in front of the board. Oh, this looks nice. Okay, again, this is really easy. So what you do is get this started. Set your oven 350. Now, it depends on how large your casserole is, of course, depending on what you're going to do here.
Good.
We're all cheesed up and ready to go.
Yeah.
Let's
Looks
top
good.
this with some fresh grated Parmesan
Mhm.
because why not, right?
Yes.
Oh, smell good too?
Oh yeah.
You know, stick
Smell
around
good
long
stuff.
enough to eat with us. Come head this direction. This house is smelling good.
It is.
And then now what we're also fortunate to have is enough for leftovers, or I know we're having some family in town. Okay, so what do we do? Everybody's working. We don't have time. We don't want to go buy a big expensive spread catered somewhere. What can be good and homemade? Simple. This is it.
It's
so
good.
How's it look? Good?
Looks great.
That's it.
I would be making 9 by 10, but this looks really good portion.
You've got some big eaters. Again, for smaller families, or you can make a couple of these, whatever you've got coming up, or you can make 1 or 2, make a big one and freeze it.
Now, do you want to top it with more basil, or?
What do you think?
I would.
Okay, then we will.
Basil is great.
Janet, the sous chef, has now taken over. She has taken over. She is now, again, this could be totally to your taste.
Yes.
If you like the basil, you say, ooh, I don't like basil, coach, then don't eat the basil.
You could do half basil, half none.
Sure.
Like
and
my kids always
if you're like, oh, coach, I'm vegetarian, I don't want to put all that meat in. You know what's really good? It's like the colored zucchinis. The zucchini, squash. I would give it, I don't even think I would steam it. I think I'd put it in there just
chopped up.
Chop it up raw.
That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, put it in cubes because that's going to give it a little bit more texture also.
Yeah.
A little more solid, a little more texture.
Uh-huh.
That's looking amazing right there.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Makes it look a little presentable.
And it's pretty.
There you go.
Excellent. Okay, so we are looking. So here is our dish. Well, you can see that on the sides. That is looking good. Now we're going to cook this for about 30 to 40 minutes, 350, 400-ish, depending on your oven. Let's get some foil. So we put the foil over the top because.
And I'm wondering if you could prepare this ahead of time and fridge it.
Yep.
And then pop in the oven right before dinner time.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
That is the way to go.
See, there is your busy, hardworking mom with the way to do it. Yeah, this food, everything that we've cooked on the show so far, you can do that with. We've done the chicken salad things. We've done now we've got this one.
You can prep it in the morning.
Right, and that's what I did this morning.
Come to Empowered and work out.
Right, can work out. Yeah, because I actually, like I said, I did that this morning. The ravioli, I had everything out. I just dumped it in the bowls to prep for the show part. But it was still super easy. It took me 10 minutes to cook the meat, so that's ready. Had I just continued on and prepared it, it was done. Yeah, I thought
it looks like a lot of work.
It does, but it's gonna probably taste like there was a lot of work to it. It should be amazing, but we're gonna go pop this in the oven.
Nice.
And we're gonna drop it in here, and miraculously, as with any good cooking show, there's one that's done.
Yay!
So let's take a look at this thing. Funny, I cooked it this morning. It didn't take very long. This was actually cooking while we were training.
Smell it.
Ooh, that smells good. It was cooking while we were training this morning. Let me close this one up. Get that rolling. That's off and running. Okay. So, like I said, let's take a peek at that. It's just super hot right now. Okay. Yeah. Nice and warm. Oh, so we have a little bit of sprinkled Parmesan.
The corners not toasted.
Yes, we got the crispy. We got a little bit of sauce, crispy mozzarella on the outside, and then we've got the best part coming up.
There you go.
We need to eat this. So let's get us a couple plates here.
Dinner is done.
And it is lunchtime for me and Janet. All right. I would give you the honors.
Give me the honors.
Oh,
I think
I will
since you did it.
All right. Let's see.
It looks great though.
Let's hope so. Well, those ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one. I didn't put the meat in. This one I put the meat out. So this is the vegetarian option. Oh, it is crispy. Yeah, just this one I kept simple. This is more like the kid. I don't like the meat option.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty good.
Hey, you can build this into their lunch.
You could, yes, you could. Mm-hmm. See, there you go. See, you're already the ideas. It's a lunch thing. Yeah. It's
or after school, you've got a pan full of it.
They come in, all the friends come over. Yes. Oh, what do you got to eat? Yeah. Oh, we have that to eat. I'm just gonna toss that right on here. Hopefully, we are all done with that. Mm-hmm. We need us a fork.
Oh,
fork, young lady. Let's bon appetit. Let's see if this thing is any good. I'm gonna think it's probably pretty decent tasting. Hope it's.
I'm a big cheese person.
You are a big cheese person?
Yes.
It's my favorite part of this whole show.
That is really good. Even with no meat.
Simple.
Yes.
Taste that extra Parmesan on the top. Gives a little bit of a kick.
And no basil, which is still has flavor to it though.
Yep, I kept this one super simple. So 2 reasons. One, I run out of time, and then the kid one. Sometimes they were
so
like,
it's only really like how many ingredients then?
It's ravioli, sauce, cheese. 3
so
ingredients.
If you just have that, that's perfect.
Again, it takes you even less time because no meat browning. And now we have the full meal. Again, if you can get the kids to eat the vegetables and such.
Yeah.
If they need to eat something else, they can. But I like to balance everything with some sort of protein.
So this is just the ravioli in the bag.
This is ravioli out of the freezer section in the grocery store. Again, it's that simple.
This is awesome.
That's why we're going. We're going for convenient, cost-effective, time-saving, and delicious.
And yes, definitely tasty.
Everyone's going to eat it. That one's going to be really
And the
good.
only seasoning you put was that all seasonings.
That's all I put was a little bit of all seasoning on the meat. I put nothing else in here. This is all just because I use the Italian sausage the garlic sauce.
Yeah,
give a little more flavor. Yeah. Again, if you can sneak in a little bit of vegetables on your kids, you can throw the veggie sauce in there or not. It doesn't count for a whole that crunchy is kind of crunchy, huh? It doesn't count it doesn't count for a vegetable serving, but anytime you can sneak something in on them, that's what I do. I sneak it in on them. Always get them. One more bite of this.
Yeah, I don't tell them it's turkey meat. You know,
they can't tell.
No,
it's in something like this.
Yes,
you can't tell. You just know it is meat. They don't know it's turkey. Turkey is such a nice. I call it kind of like a benign meat because it adapts to, or an adaptive meat because it adapts to whatever flavors are around it. Or ground beef and those other meats.
It does absorb the flavors.
Turkey absorbs what. Because if you don't season turkey or put it with something, it's really bland.
No, could you have just put the sausage right next and you can just next to it.
You certainly could. Would you like?
Yeah, sure.
Gina's like, I would like the sausage.
Get you some protein, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So there we go. So now there's an instant meat right there.
There you go.
Cheers. Bon appetit. So there we go. That took us like no time at all.
Yeah.
We're done. We're going to keep eating because this is really good.
Yeah, I am going to keep
eating. We'll probably go train again later, but not because we're eating, but because just as we like to. But okay, thank you for joining me. I love having you in the kitchen. Thank you for your input and your ideas as always. So again, thank you to, I had a viewer send in, hey, I need something Italian. What can we do that's pretty quick? So we went this route with that. So keep the comments coming. Keep the questions coming. Please be sure to follow our Facebook, share it with your friends. We'll just keep growing our community, our empowered community. It's awesome.
Empowered community.
There it is. Yep. We are wearing Twinsies shirts right here. So thank you guys very much for watching. So until next time, keep living empowered.